welcome to my yoga channel. I'm Kimberly Mingsul and today is Yin Yoga Day. We're going to begin in toe stretch. So our knees are on the floor, the balls of your feet, your toes are stretched onto the floor, your feet are together. Don't let the heels open up from each other. And those that are least flexible will want to have your hands on the floor. We're looking for a good stretch in the feet and the toes. Those that are more flexible can slowly start walking your hands up over the thighs. Eventually, one day, your hands can be behind you. Yin Yoga is a form of yoga that we hold our poses minimum 3 minutes. So get to a point to where you can remain for 3 minutes. So if this is too much for you, walk your hands back here, but when you have figured out where your yummy spot is, relax your head, close your eyes, go into yourself and focus on your breath. Your toes are to be as straight as possible. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. Find peace in your pose. When other thoughts come to mind, sweep them aside and bring yourself back to the breath. Equal deep inhalation as exhalation. Those that are accustomed to Ujjayi breath, where we firm the throat and make a sound that sounds like you're sleeping a bit heavily, not quite a snore, or some say it's reminiscent of ocean waves. You need to relax your throat, and let's not do that. In Yin Yoga, we're not trying to build heat. We're not going to build muscle or burn calories in Yin Yoga. Yin Yoga is more of a deep tissue massage. We're trying to work beyond the muscles. So in order to work beyond the muscles, we have to relax them. We're trying to find contact with the fascia, the microfascia, the tendons, the nerves. Focus on your breath. Again, your eyes are closed. Relax the belly, relax your feet, relax your toes. Relax the heels, relax the legs, relax the hips. We're looking for stillness in the pose, stillness in the mind. It's absolutely impossible to sit still for a long period of time and not allow foreign thoughts to come to the mind. But each time it happens, just notice that it's happened and sweep the thoughts aside. If it's something important, place those thoughts somewhere that you can come back to them after your yoga practice. And if it's garbage, just let it go. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. We have 60 more seconds in this pose. Find peace in the pose and relax. Perhaps you're imagining that your breathing is following ocean waves, and as waves roll in, you're breathing in. As waves roll out, you're breathing out. Perhaps you're imagining that you're sitting on the ocean shore. Perhaps you're just thinking, breathe in, breathe out. Whatever works for you is all that matters. If you feel like your toes are about to break off, you're doing it right. This is quite a strenuous pose. 5 more seconds. And very slowly, hands on the floor, and an opposite stretch. So we're going to place the top of the foot on the floor. Take all the time in the world that you need to do this. Sit back on the heels. Heels are together, hands behind you, and try to lift the knees up off the floor. We're not going to hold this for 3 minutes. This is just a counter pose, an opposite stretch in the ankle and the feet and the toes. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs, lift your knees as high off the floor as you possibly can. Your knees may not leave the floor at all, that's okay. Just do what you can, and on an exhalation, come back down. You're going to need a cushion and possibly a folded towel for our next pose. Janu Shirshasana A is what we're going to do. So right foot sole is into the left thigh. Have your pillow close by, and if you're experiencing a stretch in the bent knee, then you're going to want to support that thigh with a folded blanket or a towel. The upper body rotates towards the straight leg. So this is a hip rotation. So pay attention to what your hip is doing here. Pull the navel in, elongate the spine, fold forward from the hips. And when your hips start telling you, ooh, that's as far as I need to go, that's where your pose begins. That's when it's okay to allow the upper body to relax into your cushion in whichever manner your body sees fit. If you're extremely flexible, you may not need a cushion at all. What's important is that your arms and your shoulders are completely relaxed and your head is completely relaxed. Relax the belly. You're no longer holding your Uddiyana Bandha, your navel lock in place. Relax the belly, relax the hips, relax the legs, the thighs, the sit muscles, and allow the body to melt into the pose. Eyes are closed, focused on the breath. It does not matter how you're using your pillow as a support. You could even be using a block with a towel on it. Sofa cushions work great. Zero stretching in the bent knee. Relax the hamstrings, relax the sit muscles. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. Find peace in the pose. If after a little time your body is not experiencing discomfort, go deeper. Our bodies become acclimated to these poses, especially after practice, and you can, after a little time or a few breaths, you can melt a little bit deeper. Remember, we're never forcing, we're releasing. We're not looking for a shooting pain. There's a fine line between pain and discomfort. We are looking for discomfort, but an amount of discomfort that you can still breathe through. If you find that you're holding your breath, then you're too deep into your pose. If you find that you're so comfortable that you could nap, then you're not deep enough into the pose. So you're looking for that yummy spot. We often refer to it as in yoga, and that's where the work begins. And then you start relaxing the area of discomfort, and you start focusing on your breath, and you start focusing on all the small little messages that your body's trying to tell you. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. We have 60 more seconds in this pose. Relax the throat, relax the face. Notice how the discomfort possibly shifts from one area of the body to another. Follow it, relax that area. Before you come out of the pose, pull the belly in to support the spine, your Uddiyana Bandha, your navel lock into the spine, and slowly come up with the upper body. And we're going to cross the right foot over the left knee. This is the first step of the next pose. Those that are more flexible can now place the knee on top of the knee so that the outside of the right ankle is on the floor. Pull the navel in, elongate. This is half shoelace pose, and fold forward. And when your body says stop, that's when it's okay to grab your pillow and use your support cushion in whichever manner your body deems fit. And here we shall remain for 3 minutes. Focus is on the breath. Your eyes are closed. We're looking for darkness and stillness in the pose. Stillness of the mind. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. Yoga is meditative. Go into yourself. Clear your thoughts. Get rid of all the mental chatter that's going on. Sweep it aside. Constantly come back to your breath. Equal deep inhalation as exhalation. Fill your lungs completely full. Empty your lungs completely empty. Relax your hips. Relax the lower spine, the lumbar area. Your neck and shoulders are completely relaxed. Relax the hamstrings. We have 60 more seconds. Perhaps you can melt a little bit deeper into the pose. Thirty more seconds. Before you come out of your yin pose, pull the Uddiyana Bandha, your navel lock, into the spine. Slowly come up. Use all the time in the world that you need to come out of your Yin Yoga poses and straighten out the legs. Flex the feet, toes towards the forehead. Navel is in place. Elongate the spine. Lift up the arms, flex the fingers, fingertips towards the forehead, and point your toes. Point the fingers down to the floor, extend the arms out through the wrist. You're extending your legs out from the hips and relax. Janu Shirshasana on the left side. Sole of the left foot toward the right thigh. Again, if you're experiencing a stretching sensation in or around the bent knee, you're going to want to support that thigh with a folded blanket or cushion. Your hips now go towards the extended leg and elongate the spine, fold from the hips, and when you find where you need to be, find your yummy spot, find your cushion, and allow the body to melt into the pose. Close your eyes. Find peace in the pose. 3 minutes. Focus on your breath. Be certain that you're filling your lungs completely full and you're emptying your lungs completely empty. When you fill your lungs completely full, you're instigating more oxygen, more nutrients into your body from the air. When you empty your lungs completely empty, you're ridding the lungs of toxins from all the way in the bottom of your lungs. At the same time, this movement of your lungs, filling completely and emptying completely, it's massaging your heart and lowering your blood pressure. It's reducing anxiety and stress. It's calming the mind. It's awakening the senses. You're clearing the clutter of your mind, so sweep all thoughts aside when garbage thoughts, as I like to call them, come to mind. Like, for example, you hear an annoying sound or something's bothering you. Those are just garbage. Those kinds of thoughts, just sweep those aside and bring yourself back to your breath and what your body is experiencing here and now. That's what meditation is. No one can sit still for a long period of time without other thoughts coming to mind. It's a practice. And the more we practice, the better we become. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. Eyes are closed. 60 more seconds. Does not matter how you're using your pillow. If you find that you can go deeper into the pose gently after a little bit of time, do so. Relax your hamstrings. Relax the sit muscles. Your belly is relaxed. Thirty more seconds. Before you come out of the pose, engage your Uddiyana Bandha, your navel lock. Pull the navel into the spinal column. Slowly come up. And we're going to go into half shoelace pose. So the first step is cross the left foot over the right knee. Some of us, this is the pose, fold forward. Those that are more flexible, we're going to put the outer ankle closer to the floor and set knee on top of knee. This foot can be as close to the body or extend out from the body. Listen to your body. Find that yummy spot that your body has business being in. And when you have found it, fold forward. If you're experiencing a stretch in the knee, you need to straighten that knee out a little bit till you do not experience any stretch in the kneecap. Close your eyes, go into the pose, 3 minutes. Focus on your breath. Relax the sit muscles. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders. Send the breath to the area of discomfort and try to relax that area a little bit more. We have 2 more minutes. Perhaps you're noticing that one side of your body is more flexible or experiencing less discomfort than the other side of your body. Relax your belly, relax the hips, the sit muscles. 60 more seconds. Allow the body to melt deeper if that's possible. Don't force. Twenty more seconds. Focused on the breathing. Uddiyana Bandha is in place. Come up slowly. Your cushion's going to be at the front of your yoga mat now, and we're going to come onto all fours. From all fours, tuck your toes in and lift the sit bones up to the sky. Feet are hip distance apart, your heels are reaching for the floor, your sit bones are reaching for the sky, top of the head is reaching for the space between the thumbs. Inhale, look forward, and you can sit the left knee down on the floor, right foot comes forward, and we're going to work our way into a good runner's stretch or dragon pose. Both hands are on the inside of the foot. Right foot is in front right now, and we want a good stretch in the left hip flexor. Those that are more flexible, you can start getting your elbows down to the floor. Those that are even more flexible, ashtangis, you might want to have your right shoulder behind the knee. Regardless, lower the head and relax. Your big cushion is maybe under your body. Maybe you're putting your head on it. You can use this cushion in any way that your body deems fit. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. What we're not doing is we're not stressing over how deep we can or cannot go into the pose. So if you're here, perhaps with the cushion underneath your thigh, that's okay. Maybe you don't have your hands on the floor at all. Maybe you have your hands on your knee. But you're relaxing your neck and your shoulders. Yoga is absolutely not competitive. Not only that, our bodies change from day to day. Some days you'll find that you are super flexible in comparison to yesterday. Other days you'll feel like, gee, if I bend more, I'm going to snap in two. So what yoga is about is awareness. Be aware of what your body does on a day-to-day basis. This is why we practice yoga every single day. We're listening to the small messages that our body is telling us. If you're super stiff some days, it might be you're dehydrated. It might be you haven't had enough water in your system over the last 24-hour period. So always begin to pay attention to these subtle things. If you're getting cramps in your legs or if you have restless legs, this could be from lack of water. Simple as that. Or if you're completely hydrated, maybe it's a lack of a mineral or an electrolyte, sodium, magnesium. So the whole point is constantly investigate. Why is my body not cooperating as well today as it did yesterday? And then fix it. Find these issues and fix it. We're going to slowly come out of this pose now. Again, always use all the time in the world you need to come out of your Yin Yoga poses. And we're going to come into the same pose on the left side. So, a good runner stretch. Again, you may be up here supporting your forehead with your hands. You can use both hands. Maybe you have your pillow up here. Maybe you need a pillow under the thigh. Maybe the knee on the floor is uncomfortable. Maybe you need a folded blanket or towel underneath that knee. Just investigate, and wherever the discomfort lies, fix it. We're not looking in bone against floor discomfort. We're looking to release the tension that our body is holding. That's the discomfort we're looking for. Eventually, those that are more flexible, you might have your elbows on the floor, relax the neck. More flexible people might have the shoulder behind the knee. Fill your lungs, empty the lungs, go into yourself. Be content with where you are, your eyes are closed. Find peace in the pose, stillness in the pose. So don't fidget with your fingers. Don't play with your hair. Don't play with your yoga mat or the blanket on the floor. Eyes are closed, hands are still. Resist the urge to scratch your nose. Resist the urge to fidget or move. Just find stillness. Find peace in the pose. After a little bit of time, if you're able to fall deeper, melt deeper into the pose, do so. We're not forcing, we're releasing. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, relax your tongue. Focus is on the breath. Equal deep inhalation as exhalation. Again, if it helps to imagine ocean waves as you breathe, do so. "30 more seconds. "15 seconds. Slowly engage your Uddiyana Bandha. Come out of the pose and use all the time in the world that you need to come out of the pose back onto all fours. Melting heart is the next pose that we're going to do. So from all fours, big toes together behind you, palms of the hands on the floor in front of you, straight elbows. Look forward and start lifting up the buttocks and start imagining someday you're going to set the armpits completely down onto the floor. Those that are most flexible are going to want your chin on the floor, and some of us do not have that flexibility yet. If not, just rest your forehead on the floor. The armpits are as close to the floor as possible. We're looking for a good stretch in the shoulders and in the heart area. Those that are more flexible, curl your toes under and eventually start lifting the knees up off the floor. Find your yummy spot. Remain there with your eyes closed. We're not looking for compression in the spine. Instead, look for more space between the vertebrae so that you don't have compression in the lumbar, the lower spine, or anywhere in your spine. Those that have straight legs, we're looking for more length on the front of the body, more length on the front side of the body. Slowly come down to lying flat. Extend the vertebrae. Shoulder stretch is what we're going to do now. Right arm goes out to the side and it is at shoulder height with the palm of your hand down to the floor. Head is on the floor looking in the opposite direction. Support the left hand beside the left shoulder and start lifting the left hip to the sky. We're looking for a stretch in the shoulder, the right shoulder. And those that are more flexible will want to place the sole of the foot behind the right leg. More flexible people, both feet on the floor, both knees up. Doesn't matter if just the hip is up and maybe you're supporting the knee on your pillow. Whole point is we're looking for a stretch in the right shoulder. When you start lifting the left hip up, don't let that hand start sliding down to the buttocks. Keep that hand shoulder height. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. Remain here. Yummy stretch of the shoulder. Fantastic for carpal tunnel syndrome in the wrist, tennis elbow, golfer's shoulder. The neck is completely relaxed, your head is on the floor. Make sure your head's on the floor. We don't want to fix our shoulder here and destroy the neck in the process. If your fingers start tingling, it's okay. I promise we will not be here until your fingers fall off. Slowly roll back onto the belly. Allow the hips, the spine, and the shoulders a chance to come back into alignment. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation before you then stretch out the left arm shoulder height. And support yourself with your right hand by your shoulder. You're looking towards the right. And start lifting the right hip up until you experience a good stretch in the left shoulder. You're completely relaxed in this arm. Those that are more flexible, put the sole of the foot down on the floor behind the straight leg with the knee towards the ceiling, or support your knee on a cushion if need be. Eventually, we have both feet on the floor, both knees going up to the sky. Close your eyes. Totally relax. Yummy restorative pose. Shoulder stretch. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. Eyes are closed. Looking for darkness and stillness of the mind and in the pose. Head, neck, completely relaxed. Equal deep inhalation as exhalation. Focus on the breath. Yummy stretch for those days that you feel really tired in the shoulders. Fantastic restorative pose. Slowly roll back onto the floor, onto the belly, in cactus pose. Take a deep inhalation, a deep exhalation, and rest. Eyes are closed. Breath is back to a spontaneous breath. While you're resting, thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. It'd be great if you subscribed. I'll see you next time. Namaste.